high-ticket affiliate marketing buying triggers you need to incorporate. What's up guys, it's Jamie here. Thanks for joining me in today's video. As the title suggests, I'm going to be going through a couple of ways that you can start to incorporate some high-ticket affiliate marketing buying triggers into your business, make the conversion rate on your sales process go upwards, which is kind of cool. Anyway, if this is the first time on the channel, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. My name is Jamie. I'm a full-time affiliate marketer, also a coach for a program. We've got well over 660 students absolutely crushing it with their affiliate marketing business. What I focus on here is really the fundamentals of sales, marketing, offer creation. Basically me talking about the decade plus experience I've had online in marketing itself. So if that's of interest, feel free to hit the subscribe button, smash that bell icon to stay up to date with everything I'm putting out. All right, that was a long one. All right, number one, the very first one that you can start to incorporate into your business in order to get a better conversion rate is, drum roll please, authority. Right, so what is authority? Authority is things like winning awards for building $1 million funnels. It is talking about the results that you've had, talking about the results your students have had. And of course, there's going to be a few people at the stage that say, Jamie, that sounds great, but man, listen, I'm new. I don't really have many results myself, or I don't really have student results. Like, how do we get this sorted, right? Glad you asked. A couple of ways. Number one is testimonials. That doesn't need to be in all caps, does it? Testimonials, right, so something that I think is heavily underutilized in terms of building your authority is jumping on a phone with someone, helping them out with something, and then getting a testimonial from them. A couple of ways you can do that. Once you do jump on a call with someone, you can basically say, hey, this is free, there's no upsells, there's no nothing I've got in the background. Love to work with you one day if you're a good fit. However, if in the meantime, I'd love to have a couple of words from you just to say whether or not I got help. Is that cool? If at the end of this you just drop a couple of lines in my group or in Messenger, or happy just to record the screen and let me know what you think. Most people are going to say yes because they're happy that they got some help. Now this here, it helps to boost your authority when you're starting out. And of course, this is something that I'm going to talk about a little bit later as well. This is why they work really well, because people have already validated you. It's actually one of the other ones I've got I'm going to discuss. It's called social proof. But testimonials, like I say, heavily underutilized. Another way is your results. And again, a lot of people are saying, well, at this very point, Jamie, listen, I don't have any results myself, man. How do I boost my authority there? So let me ask you a question. If you happen to stumble upon this very channel and it's got 10 million subs, and you go onto my Facebook group and it's got 100,000 people in there, and I'm like the king of the castle, so to speak, the instant thing that you're thinking is, man, this dude must know his stuff. This is pretty cool. Now, of course, the reality is that would be a result. It's a subconscious bias that you have to basically see that this person has a ton of clout. Now, you can also replicate this in very simple ways. So what I do is Facebook organic marketing, something that I specialize in, 660 students crushing it with that exact approach themselves. So one of the things that we teach is called engagement. And engagement is basically activating something called the law of reciprocity, which ironically is going to be one of the next things I talk about. But engagement is where you spend a bit of time and you do it quite a targeted way, and you give the old love heart a tickle on their post, and you write a relevant comment, assuming that the content is relevant and recent. So my two rules that I have for that type of stuff. But what you're effectively doing is you're activating the law of reciprocity. Some people are going to return that favor, which is absolutely awesome. The second thing that's going to happen is it's going to get your own engagement up. So more and more people are going to comment on your content. And the reason why that's very powerful from a psychological perspective is, again, that's a result. This is something that's non-tangible, but if people happen to stumble upon your profile or your group or whatever, your page, etc., and you've got hundreds of comments per post, you've got hundreds of likes per post, all of a sudden the subconscious bias is this person has a level of authority. Very powerful, not heavily utilized enough in my opinion. So that's another way it can boost that authority. Another way, what else we got here? Testimonials, results. You can also do that other people's results. Now, I'm not saying for 1 second that you are to go out there and find someone's results and go, cool, I did that. Yep, that $10,000 per day. That's me, definitely not someone else. Don't do that. What I'm talking about is if you are in a program and the program happens to be getting results and those people are doing really well, you can leverage that. Say, hey, I'm so stoked that Mrs. Smith got a sale the other day. That's incredible. I'm so proud to be part of this journey. If you'd like to learn more, drop a comment below, right? Other people's results. Now, what this does is called deferred credibility or deferred authority. And it's this idea that if the program has the clout, has the authority, has the expertise, and you're just new, you can actually leverage that to your own advantage. Pretty cool stuff. Next one that I suggest everyone dives into is reciprocity. I mentioned this word before, and what I mean is humans have a subconscious bias, and it comes from caveman days. So if, for example, I was to give you something of a perceived value, in your mind, subconsciously at least anyway, you would have a bias to want to return the favor in some form or another. And it's not always an equal value exchange either. This is why lead magnets tend to work really well. If there's a high perception of value, a lot of the time that is going to lead to people being more open to the idea of transacting down the track. So how do you do this? Like I say, it can be things like engagement. It can be giving them a gift. It can be getting things like a testimonial, but in exchange, you're giving them a coaching call. And these things there are going to help with that level of reciprocity. So therefore, there's going to be the subconscious thing happening where they feel like they somehow, because they kind of do, because you've gone out of your way to help them out. So massively, massively powerful in terms of incorporating this into your high-ticket affiliate programs and also high-ticket affiliate launches and also high-ticket affiliate bonuses. Sorry, I lost my train of thought mid-sentence, then happens. And so that's going to help you massively in terms of the conversion rates as well. Right. So number 3, something called social proof. Again, this is something that I touched on before. And so social proof is this thing where humans, we base a lot of our decisions based on whether other people have validated those decisions before us. So if there's a whole bunch of people that have done something or are doing something, we are more inclined to be open to the idea that we should do that as well. You might have heard that thing about keeping up with the Joneses. That's the same sort of principle. It's this idea of if your neighbors have the latest flash car, then of course it boosts your own status to then want to do something similar or better than, but not too far above them. It's a whole other topic. So social proof, how do you engineer this in an affiliate environment? So a couple of ways, and again, I seem to be picking on engagement here. It's cool. So it could be engagement. If, like I say, if you stumble upon someone's profile that got 200 to 300 comments per post, subconsciously you're like, cool, 200 to 300 other individuals have pre-validated this person as legitimate. I like that. That's pretty cool. So therefore, you're more open to seeing what this person's about. Social proof can be also things like awards. Where are we? Over here, awards and plaques, things like that, because these things are rare for some people. And so therefore, of course, if you start seeing those things, it's an idea that there is some level of social proof there that's being validated in some way. Another way that you can do that is by getting, and I feel like I'm just going to repeat the same stuff, but testimonials. That's another way. Social proof, engagement, testimonials. Basically, affiliates. If affiliates are out there plugging things away, chances are they're going to be singing the praises of whatever they are. Let me just make a note here. Value to receive, which is very powerful. Cool. Okay, so that gives you a bit of an idea there. Now, of course, if you are not a vendor of a product and you're just doing an affiliate promotion, same things are going to apply. You can leverage testimonials. You can leverage the testimonials on the sales pages. Just be very mindful of any compliance issues. You might just want to check your dashboard if there's anything there for the networks that you're promoting. Engagement, same sort of deal. You can leverage that if you're doing an affiliate launch. An affiliate promotion, for example. Right, next one. Next one is community / exclusivity. Exclusivity. So what I mean by that is if people feel that they belong to something, it is incredibly powerful for them to want to be part of it. And the more exclusive that is and the higher the status that particular community has, the more exclusive it is, the more people want it because it's very hard to obtain. And that level of unobtainability acts in our brain and makes us want it even more. It's kind of like the thing, you always want what you can't have, is that old saying, right? And so how could you do this if you are just doing an affiliate promotion? There's actually a couple of ways. Set up a private group. Private group on Facebook. You can set up a private channel of some kind, /chat. So it could be a Slack channel, it could be Messenger chat, anything of that nature. It could be basically giving awards. Giving awards, this thing here, giving awards, has a sense of exclusivity behind it. It could also be just non-traditional bonuses. Right, so things like, and get creative with these as well, by the way. So just really random, I'm just going to throw some stuff out. An iPod, an iPad, a pad, book vouchers. These are things that you don't really see that many of in terms of normal affiliate promotions. Book vouchers, hampers, why not? If you're selling high ticket, this thing, I'm going to digress too far here, but if you're selling high ticket, you got margin. Especially if you're in the starting rung of the ladder and you're just starting to climb, then it's okay just to dip into that margin, because the long-term payoffs are going to be monumental. And I think a lot of people have short-sightedness when it comes to this stuff. They think, you're spending like $300 on this thing, and God, that eats into my profits. And, I'm trying to break free from the workforce and stuff like that. But how much more exclusive does it seem if you're giving someone like a bottle of wine or a nice picnic basket of some kind, or whatever that person is in? Could be things like, another one that I really like actually is like subscriptions to blinkers, because especially for busy people that don't necessarily have the time to read a full book, but having just an app on your phone, nice and easy, that's not entirely related, just helps them have more knowledge in their business, allowing them to expand. Non-traditional bonuses. So these are some really powerful ways that you can create that sense of exclusivity. Okay, so moving right along. There we go. So next one is scarcity. Scarcity. The reason why this is so powerful is because people don't like when they miss out on stuff. So it activates something called fear of missing out, FOMO. And so what it does is, if they can't get the thing, then they feel like they have missed out on a bargain, and it creates a sense of loss. And no one likes a sense of loss, right? Like, none of us do. And so therefore, if you can start to put this into your affiliate promotions, and if you're a vendor, then of course, hard deadlines or a bonus that goes away, or a price increase is usually the three big ways. But if you're an affiliate and you're looking at doing, say, an end of month promo, could be a couple of things. You could have, for example, a mini group intake for the next month. It could be something that, if they miss out on this one, that's it, gone forever until next month or whatever. But it's only done once a month. Mini group intake. It could be a special bonus. So it could be like these other non-conforming, non-traditional bonuses I mentioned, just as ideas. A special bonus disappears. Needs to be a sense of loss there. How do you spell disappears? That'll do, something like that. Mini group intake, special bonuses. If there is, for example, coming up to a price increase for your product, price increase. So leverage the crap out. And the way that you would do that, it's basically, you can do like a launch sequence leading up into a price increase. And so, for example, if you know that in 2 weeks' time, price is bumping up by $1,000 or whatever, people don't want to miss out. So they're more inclined to jump in. And so how that would normally work is, you would see a couple of buyers drop in the initial stages, and then just in that last sort of 72-hour crunch time, it's when you're going to get an influx of buyers coming in there, just because they don't want to miss out. Very, very powerful. So if your product that you're promoting has price increase, go nuts with it. It's a prime opportunity for anyone that's sitting on the fence to kind of push them over the right side of it. Another way, alternatively, you could just completely get rid of your bonuses altogether, or you say, I'm not going to promote this after this date. Or if you jump into this, you can be part of this other thing that I'm committing to. So it's just basically, just offer disappears. That is something that you do have control of. So it is similar to what I mentioned before about a specific bonus, but it might be, say, for example, a group coaching offer, and just completely is gone by X date. And so that means that you've quite literally and genuinely been able to create a sense of scarcity along the way, which is super powerful. Anyway, that's it. 5 really simple ways that you can start to add buying triggers to your high ticket affiliate marketing. So regardless of whether you are on the affiliate side or you're a product creator, you're a vendor, start to add more and more of these things there. And it's going to help you out massively. It's going to add another little note here. This also comes into the KRT factor, authority and likability as well. Kind of authority is going to trump likability, of course, but it's also important to have that there. But I would put those in the same sheet, as much as I would also put credibility. Yeah, so same sort of process, right? Credibility. There we go. It's a new word I just invented. Anyway, guys, hopefully this helps. My name is Jamie. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Smash that like button, drop a comment, let me know what your thoughts were of this. And of course, if you'd like to join our group, it is free. I do chuck a bunch of awesome content in there and help a lot of people out. So there's a link below. I will see you guys on the inside. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.